Mhm. So I think it should be working now. Yes, okay. And all right, we are going to begin with refreshing and revising vocabulary, and this vocabulary will be talking about healthy and good society that we live in, right?
Mhm.
And just in a moment. Okay. Right. So I'm going to show you an exercise. Please check it out and try to complete it with some words of, yeah, actually words are missing in here. And we'll try it out. Yeah. So it all talks about the society. Okay. Check it out. Number one. So which words are missing? What do you think?
We used to have a strong community.
Mhm.
Everyone supported each other, but it's all changed.
Good. What about the second?
There is a lot of crime and violence. I
Mhm.
don't feel safe on the streets.
Good.
All the pressure on young people. Um, all the pressure on young people.
Causes. Yeah.
Causes,
Pressure is singular. Causes.
causes anxiety.
Anxiety. Yeah. Anxiety.
Anxiety, yes.
Uh-huh.
Then high unemployment is just a fact of
Mhm.
life here.
Very good. Okay.
Women still face real discrimination at work. Most of jobs still go to men.
Exactly.
So people around the world have basically lost
Mhm. So
basically
they don't trust the governments anymore.
lost wait,
Mhm.
face.
Face. Exactly. Face. Yeah. In the governments.
А
Let's
face
check.
это доверие, да? Я что-то забыла.
Yes. 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 That's right. Like trust.
Ага.
So community, violence. Then we had, causes. Yeah. Just a moment. Causes. Yes. Then fact of life. Then discrimination and face. Yeah.
Мгм.
Okay. So face is like trust. They
Мгм.
don't believe the government anymore.
Мгм.
Right. Okay. Here are all of the 6 sentences. Ludmila, I will ask you to choose any 3 for us to discuss whether we agree with them. Is it true for us or not true? Yeah, but only any 3 of them. Pick any you want. So which one shall we start with?
Maybe a lot of people around the world have basically lost faith in their government. We used to have a strong community,
Mhm.
and maybe all pressure on young people causes anxiety and depression.
So you would agree with these ones, right?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Let's talk about the very first one. We used to have a strong community. Everyone supported each other, but it's all changed. Can you please explain what happened with the community, for instance, in Moscow or in community you live in, right? And
Uh,
why it's all changed.
as to community in Moscow, I think the Moscow is very big city, and so that it's very difficult to have a strong community because the people changed very
Mhm.
often, and new people come, and sometimes the people um, uh, have not their flat. Снимать
Mhm.
квартиру.
They rent a flat, yeah?
They rent a flat and they change the flat, and sometimes the people in block houses don't know each other.
True.
Yes.
Do you think it used to be different some time ago?
I think it used to be different many years ago, but
Ah,
but I don't know.
right. When mostly local people lived in there.
Yes, maybe. But this times I have never lived in Moscow.
Right, yes. Okay, I do agree with you. It is definitely true for big cities, yeah, where people move a lot, yes, they relocate, they change their jobs, their apartment and stuff like that. But it's also become true maybe for smaller towns or cities, yeah, again, because many young people move away, yeah, and they go to another cities to look for jobs, better opportunities, yes. For me, for example, in Kaliningrad, when I moved in new apartment, I really didn't know any of my neighbors for a long time. Yes, just the ones who lived next door. Yeah, we communicated a bit, but you can never call it a real, neighbors relationship, which describes a strong community. Yeah, here in Germany, our neighbors change all the time. Yes, because everyone rents the apartments. Yeah, which is a bit upsetting, but the fact of life, actually, we can't really change it. Good. The next one you've said, number 3, yes. So all the pressure on young people causes anxiety and depression. Would you agree with that? And what pressure do young people get?
Yes, I agree with that because and there are too many changes in life,
Mhm.
especially for young people. There are too many information, for example, in school and in institute. When young people educate high school, the most of information they educate in first year of education um, старые, are not actual, not
Okay, not up to date, yes?
not up to date. Yes,
Uh-huh.
and it lead to a great pressure for young people, and
Mhm.
the life is changing very fast, I think. And some actual things became to be not actual.
Mhm. Yeah.
In some work and professions, not action, um, or
It's
became not action.
Yeah, it's true. And the young people, they have to really choose the career path, yes, and what they want to study at university. And it is also a very difficult choice, yeah, because we never
Yes,
know what jobs will exist in 5 years'
yes,
time,
yes,
right?
yes. And I heard that a new generation will change their profession
Mhm.
about 38 times.
Oh, yes, seriously.
Yes.
It is highly likely, actually, yeah. Maybe they will not change their professional, I mean, totally, yeah, but they would have to actually make, well, all life long studying, yeah.
Yes, yes. So that they have to study all their life.
Right, right. Yeah, get new qualifications all the time. It's true. I would also say a bit more about pressure on young children. Yeah, in many many schools there is a very high competition. Yeah, and
Yes,
the parents and the teachers tend to be very demanding. Yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
this is
It's
another pressure on the on young people, right, especially teenagers. They are all the time in some kind of competitive environment, which can also
Mhm.
cause a lot of anxiety and depression. When I was working with teenagers, I used to have quite a lot of students who were preparing for serious English exams to apply to international universities and stuff. And they said it was unbelievable in the last year of school. If you try to do all the homework you are given, you will never have a chance to sleep. Yeah.
Yes,
You have to really choose and prioritize things, which is not too good for for responsible students. Yeah, they want
yes.
to do everything.
And my brother, who had a schooler, said that when we studied, we can
We could, yeah.
we could keep in secret our home task, and our parents didn't know about it. But now we have educational portal, and all parents can check the home task and the marks, so that it's very difficult to study nowadays.
That's right. So they are under control from every resource, every authority. Yes. Well, yeah, quite stressful, definitely. And I know that many schools have also implemented this idea of, collecting points, right? Which is also a bit of a pressure for students. Okay, fine. Anyway, I hope they will manage everything. And you said the last one, yes, a lot of people around the world have basically lost faith in their governments. What do you think about it?
Many people try to change their governments, and some people do it successfully, but some not successfully. It depends on country.
Right. And you never know, yeah, whether the next government is going to be better than the previous one. Yeah, you never really know this.
And they also are changing sometimes very fast. For example, in European countries.
It's also true. It's also very interesting. In Germany, there are many dissatisfactions with the ruling with the government and with the ruling party now these days. And what happened? They've got really the collapse in medicine happened recently. And what is happening? There is a serious gap in medicine and in hospitals for little children, in the departments of little children. They do not have any nurses and doctors in there, and they don't understand how it happened at once. But the statistics now say that every second child, a seriously ill child, doesn't get a place in the hospital. Right, and they do have the beds, and the places, but they don't have any people who would treat them. So the nurses and the doctors, that is not enough, and they have a serious lack of it. And this is what is being discussed for the last 2 weeks on TV. And a lot of people express serious dissatisfaction with the minister of health. And they do not really know what to do, because they've tried to take up the doctors from other departments, which is also not so much possible, because there it is also, they are also needed. There are again many cases of infections and stuff, in coronavirus, and it is still ongoing. And they really do not know what to do with that all, So this is the current thing. All right. So this was some of the vocabulary, and now I'll restart it, yes, and we'll have a look at a bit of grammar thing that we talked about in this part. And this was so-called wish sentences. Yes, right. I'm going to. Okay. So I wish. Yeah. And if we speak about our wishes using I wish in present, what form will follow the sentence with I wish?
I wish to.
No, not really.
I wish I have.
I had, yeah? That's the thing, right? So after I wish, we need to use past form. We had a good example. I wish you were here. From the postcards. So this is the important thing, even though we are speaking about a current situation, the form is past, right? So I wish plus past, Plus past simple. And this is if we are speaking about the present situation, yeah, or present wish. If we are speaking about future wish, what comes after it? So usually for future we use will, but here
Good.
would. Yeah, I wish plus would. Yeah, so will goes into past and we get it as would, and it is for future. Yeah, and we can also use sometimes the verb can. Yeah, it would be like for present, sometimes for future situation, and instead of can we would use
Would.
It can be both for present or for future, but it is alternative for the verb can. Yeah. Okay, so these are special I wish sentences. Yeah, I wish form. Okay, let's give it a try. Yeah, and see. Okay, right. Okay, good. So here we are, and we've got 6 sentences. All of them are wish sentences. Let's complete them with correct form. You need to decide here whether it is about present or future, or the verb can could be used here, right?
The weather's awful. I wish it stopped raining.
Yeah, that's right. You can also say, I wish it would stop raining. Yeah, a bit for the future, right? Okay, good. What's next?
I wish I could help you, but I'm much too busy at the moment, I'm afraid.
Perfect. All right.
I wish I would get. Я получу. I would get a bit more support from my boss and the people at work.
Or if you are speaking about present, so you lack support.
I got a bit more support from my boss and the people at work.
Yeah, exactly.
Я получил немного больше. Получил?
Ну, мне бы хотелось, чтобы я получал больше, да, то есть у меня его нет, этой поддержки, а мне бы хотелось ее получать. Yeah. Okay.
I wish I had a bit more free time. I feel like I'm working all the time.
Yes, all right, fine. It's also possible to think about future in here, right? I wish I would
have a bit more free time. I feel like I'm working all the time.
That's right. Okay. So both options are okay here. Even with could, you can say here, yeah, I wish I could have a bit more free time. Also possible. Here are different options. And the fifth?
I wish you didn't do that. It's really annoying.
Yes, that's right. Or even I really wish you didn't have to do that. Yes, it's really annoying. Good one. And the last?
I wish I could go back in time to when I was 12 or 13. I'd certainly do things differently.
Yes. Okay, good. So remember, yes, I wish plus past form, right? Even though we are speaking about present. Okay, Ludmila, are there any wishes for you now that you would like to have differently? For example, maybe you also wish to have a little more time to start a new hobby, to work less, or anything else. Or maybe you wish your doctors would write a better histories of the patients. Right. Any wishes that you have?
I wish I had more time, free time, to spend time with my family and to play in piano because I like to do it, but I have no time for it. And I'm dreaming about it
Mhm.
sometimes.
And did you go to a music school? Where did you learn to play the piano?
Yes, I went to music school in childhood, and then I visited a um, vocal let's say ensemble.
Okay. I will check it. Not for sure.
Тим, может быть, команда.
Just a moment, I'll check. Assembly.
Ah,
Assembly.
yes. And I wish I had more opportunity to traveling because I like it and really I need it every month, but I don't do it every month.
Have you made any other traveling plans? I mean, apart from the ones you have already told me today.
Yes, I had traveling plans for skiing in February or in March. Usually I plan for a year. I plan the traveling every month and a half.
Yes.
But when I have 2 months without some traveling, I feel me very tired.
Right. It's so important, yes, to get some new impressions, actually. It's true, especially if you're working rather hard, yes, and if you've got too many things to complete, it's so cool to change the place, right? Helps to recharge the batteries.
Yes, it may be not very big traveling, but
Yeah.
maybe more for 3 days, for 2 days, but it's very important to change picture.
Yeah, to change the surrounding. I definitely agree with you. Right. Yeah, but recently it's become more difficult, yeah, to travel and to get around, and it's become more expensive. Actually, in Germany, we noticed it very much that the plane tickets probably they doubled, yeah, comparing to the time before the epidemic, yes, and before the crisis. In here, yeah, the prices doubled. Well, the government encourages people to use trains more, so the train tickets gone down, but the plane tickets they went the prices rose quite a lot.
But I think the train are very convenient in Europe.
Yeah, it is. But you know, you can travel within Germany, right? Using the train, it's no problem, and it is convenient. It's fast, it's nice, and everything. But you can't go, for example, to Spain by train. Yes, it would take you too much long time, right? Or I mean, to any other countries. Yeah, it is. It is long. It is time consuming. All right. Yes. So nice wishes, actually. Then let's move on, and again a bit of vocabulary to refresh, and this will be for again topic of societies, right? And here you can see 6 sentences describing and talking about societies. Before that, let's look at the words in the box. We'll need to use them to fill in the gaps, right? To match them in the sentences. Check if you know and remember them all.
Yeah.
Health, right? Healthcare, poverty, state tax, and wealth. All of them, right? Perfect. Okay, then let's look at the sentences and complete them.
There is still too much poverty, and there are still too many people becoming homeless. The traffic in the capital is awful. It's total chaos on the roads. Much of the countries poverty, yes.
The opposite.
Ah, wealth.
Yeah, right.
Too
So,
much of the country's wealth is in the hands of small number of people.
yeah.
I think everyone should have free access to basic service like healthcare.
Mhm,
If we all just paid a bit more tax,
mhm,
we'd have more money for schools and hospitals.
mhm,
The TV companies are still run by the state,
mhm.
not by private companies.
Yeah, exactly. Which leads to very high level of censorship. Yeah, there is no freedom then in TV
Mhm.
broadcasting. Yeah, all
Yeah.
right. They are
Mhm.
quite controlled and censored. Okay, good. And now we are going to speak about our country in different aspects. One second. In different aspects of the country, and we'll decide how good are these things or how bad are they in our country. Yeah, for example, access to healthcare, access to education, and stuff like that. Okay, so let's start with access to healthcare. What do you think? Do all people have access to healthcare? How good is it? Yes, and well,
In our country, all people have access to health care, but the quality of health care are very poor
mhm,
as to state health care. The
right.
private health care is good
Mhm.
usually, but it's not all people can забыл, как будет себе позволить.
Afford.
Afford. Not all people can afford it.
Okay, right. And what else we can say about healthcare? Yeah, the waiting times in state clinics or state hospitals is usually very, very long, right? So,
Not very long now because usually the people write down through the application or through госуслуги, I think.
Mhm.
My husband not many times ago went to the cardiologist for как сказать, за справкой официальной.
Oh, okay, for a prescription, yeah, for a prescription.
Yes, and he haven't been there for years. It was not too complicated. It was easy, and he haven't wait many.
He
He
hasn't.
he hasn't. Yes, he hasn't wait more time.
Тогда he hadn't waited for a long time. До
He
того, как он
hadn't waited more time. Yes.
long time, right? And what people do online, they either register online, yeah, or get an appointment online.
They get an appointment
Yeah,
online.
they get an
Yes.
appointment online, right? Well, I hope it will be, it is true for all the country, because I know for sure that some specialists are very, well, maybe there is a lack of specialists, and that is
Yes.
why in the regions, yeah,
True.
sometimes it is not too easy to get to them, right?
Yes, and I heard from my friend who are working in a state clinic, in big state clinic in Moscow. They used all state insurance for Moscow people, for people with Moscow living. So
Registration with Moscow registration.
registration, yes. So that they cannot to hospitalize the people from Moscow. They can hospitalize the people from Moscow region, from other regions of Russia, but not Moscow people. It's very strange because it's a very big Moscow
Yeah,
inpatient department.
that's crazy. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, healthcare is always a difficult topic, yeah, no matter what country it is. As I told you, yeah, in Germany now it is a serious problem in the children healthcare, yeah, and it happens, unfortunately, in many countries. Yeah, in the US, for example, you can't get any medical care if you don't have the private insurance. Yeah, or you have to pay a fortune yeah, to get any medical help. Yeah. Okay, how about access to education?
In Russia, the access to education has all people, but
Mhm.
education also is not very good, like healthcare, I think.
Mhm.
Um,
Uh-huh.
as to school education, I think there are a lot of not actual and not ненужных,
Useless.
useless information.
Mhm.
And as to high education, I think some teachers used very old methods, not
Materials also, yes.
yes, not actualize their knowledges, so that the high education is also poor.
Right. What is a good thing is that, for example, kindergartens, yeah, in Russia, they are educational system, and I think mostly all children, yes, have the access to kindergartens, right? Everyone has access to school education. As for university education, you either have to pay, yeah, or you have to be a very good yeah, student with the very high points in your final exams, right? Which we can also say that means that university education is not for everyone. You need to be a hardworking student, yeah, to get a free education, a high education, right? But yeah, the quality, I mean, the methods are doubtful at times. It's true. Okay, let's look at the next one, the number of people who pay taxes.
It's difficult to say because I'm in society where all people are paying tax, but I think there are many people who don't pay tax. For example, some people who sell something,
Mhm.
some foreign people.
Yes. I would also say that a lot of small businesses, yeah, try to avoid paying full number of taxes, yeah, just because they need to survive somehow. Yes, otherwise it would be too difficult. Yes, so small business and middle businesses, they always try to avoid. Or
Now the situation is better than it was 10 years ago, for example.
for sure, this is undoubtful, yeah, that many people would still, well, the number of people is rising, yes, who are paying taxes. And I believe this idea of, you know, being registered as self-employed in Russia, yeah, this procedure is very easy.
Yes, I'm self-employed also. Yes.
And many self-employed people, I mean, I know quite a lot of self-employed people, and they do pay taxes because it's easy.
Yeah.
The tax is not very high. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 7% or so, which is affordable.
4%.
4%, even less than that, you see. So it is so much affordable. Why not to pay it? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the number of people who pay taxes rises definitely. Okay, the quality of state-run companies. First of all, let's find out what are the state-run companies and maybe any examples of them.
Maybe it's like Rostelecom, не знаю.
Yes, exactly. Some well, some telephone providers. Yes. Okay. Okay. Some other providers. Yeah, like gas providers. Are they state run? What do you think?
Maybe, yes.
Maybe.
Gas and electricity providers. I
Mhm.
think state-run companies.
Yes.
Maybe.
Probably also some newspapers are state run. Yeah,
Yes.
and some TV channels are
TV
state
channel,
run. So these
yes.
are all the companies we are going to talk about. So what do you think of quality of state?
It depends on company, I think.
Mhm.
Some companies are good, but some companies are not good. For example, some TV channels,
Mhm.
they translate the information, only censor it, and not very good.
Yeah, but translate is not a suitable word here, yes, because translate is from one language to another. When we speak about TV, it is to broadcast.
To broadcast.
Yeah, so they broadcast only, yeah, censored information. Okay, yeah, it is also true. Yeah, and the same truth for newspapers.
And sometimes the state-run companies подавляют, как сказать.
Okay, they take over.
They take over concurrence in their branch,
Yeah.
and also not good.
Yeah, okay. They take over their rivals or competitors.
Yes.
Okay. I can also mention the service in state-run companies. Yeah, you often cannot you hardly ever can reach anyone on the phone. Yes, their manners would not be always so good and polite. And stuff. Yes, it's rather difficult to deal with these companies, and they don't often provide, personal service. Yeah, that can be a problem. However, a great example of a state-run company or service is Gosuslugi. Yeah, and these centers in the cities, I find it as an absolute fantastic thing, actually.
Yeah.
So, and they all provide very nice service. Okay, fine. What about next one? Amount of traffic in the capital.
The traffic in the capital is awful, especially in the morning and in the evening.
Right.
And every time I go to work at the morning, especially when the weather is not very good, for example, when it's snowing or it's rainy, I think about to change the place of living or
place of working. Right.
I don't know what to change.
Ludmila, how long does it take you to get to work?
When I go to work at the second time of the day, it takes 27-25 minutes. But if I do it at the morning, it takes 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Wow, so twice more.
1 hour, yes.
Twice longer than that. Okay. Morning, afternoon, evening, what is the preposition?
No preposition.
There is. In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Yeah, so the day parts are with in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Right. Yeah, the morning traffics are just terrible, actually. I know what you're talking about. And the evening traffics this as well, right? So second shift for you is a preferable thing. Okay, and how about the last one, the levels of poverty? What do you think about this in our country?
It's difficult to say because in Moscow, I think it's a law, but in some region of Russia, I think it's a problem. But there are no a place for working.
Yeah, high costs of living, right? But very low salaries. Yeah, probably there are places of work, not always, but sometimes there are places of work. But this balance, or this gap between the what you get at work and what you have to pay every month, this doesn't match together. Yeah, so I would also say that in some regions the level of poverty is rather high. Yeah, and lack of work in some places as well. Yeah, no factories, nothing like that, no businesses, because well, businesses are looking for something more profitable. Okay, fine, this was good. Now let's move on. Yeah, and I'll restart and we'll oops, one moment. Yeah, so and we would go back to some grammar to check out, and this will be you will tell me what structure I'm going to show. Yeah, you'll try to remember what structure is shown here. Людмила, can you recognize what kind of structure is it?
Conditional какой?
Yeah, it's second type of conditional. Second conditional. And the important thing is, when do we use it?
When it's some unreal situation.
Yeah, unreal situation, or imaginary situation. When? Is it about past, present, future?
Past?
No, it's about present.
It's about present.
Yeah, it's about unreal present situation. Yeah, and it actually matches I wish very well. Yeah, because have a look, I wish is a present situation, but it is unreal. Yeah, and we use past simple here. And second conditional is also unreal situation in the present. We use past simple as well here. Yeah, so they match quite well together. I'll provide you with an example. I wish I had more free time. So is it about past or present?
About present.
About present. And then if I had more free time, yeah, I would, I don't know, I would do some new, or I would take up some new hobby. Right? So this is all about present, yeah? And here we've got I wish with past simple, and here after if, also past simple, right? And then would plus infinitive. Right? Okay. Good. Okay, let's try it out. Can I close? Yes. Okay, let's give it a go. Okay. So in number 4 here, we've got 6 sentences. 4 of the sentences have got mistakes. 2 sentences are correct. I'd like you first to look through them very quickly, okay? Think which sentences are correct, which are incorrect, and then we will discuss them, all right? So 1-2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, let's look together. So the first one, what do you think about it?
The first one is right.
right? Because would plus infinitive, and after if,
Yes, we have past.
past form. Okay, so how would we pay for everything if access to healthcare was free? Good one. Okay, number 2, please.
I think it's also correct. If I would have a bigger place, you could stay with me. No?
No, after
What?
if, could is okay. But what about form after if? You need to use past simple after if.
Ah, yes.
So, correct it, please.
If I had a bigger place, you would stay with me.
Yeah, and would we can often replace with could, so it's fine. Yeah, if if I had a bigger place, you could stay with me, right? Fine. And the third,
If you're it's incorrect. If you worked harder, you would earn more money.
yeah, or you can shorten it, yeah, and say you'd earn more money. Fine. What about force?
I would feel differently if I wasn't working right now.
Okay, and you can also say might, because would shows that you are more sure, yeah, might shows that you are less sure. So this is also okay, yeah. Instead of would, you can use could and might. This is okay.
5 is incorrect. If they built roads, it make life better.
Okay, totally right. And the 6?
Things would improve if more companies were state-run.
Definitely. Okay, good job. So yeah, be careful with if plus past simple. Yes, do not get into this trap. Okay, okay. Right. And one more grammar thing that we were talking about. Just a second. And this is, okay, I'm going to clear it out. And this will be modal verbs. And we had must, might, may, and could. And then can't. And then we used have plus verb in the third form. Does it look familiar?
Yes.
Yes, all right. So, and this is the structure we use it to make some deductions. Yeah, so we don't know for sure. We make the deductions or guesses, we can say. Guesses or deductions about past or present or future.
About all things.
No, about past. About past. Yeah, this is a challenge actually to recognize when is it about. Because, Ludmila, have a look. You can make deductions about present, of course, but you would use only this plus infinitive. Yeah, the modal verb plus infinitive. But if you have this one, and this is the key thing, shows that it is past, right? Not the modal verbs, but this form after it. Why is that? Because the word must, it has no past form. Verb might, it also has no past form. So modal verbs, as a rule, they don't have past forms. That is why we show that it happened in the past using this, this perfect infinitive. All right. Okay. And do I use the word must if I'm sure or unsure that it happened?
Sure.
I'm sure, yeah. And might, may, could if I'm
unsure.
Yeah, so 50-50. And can't, do I use it when I'm sure or unsure that it didn't happen?
Sure that it didn't happen.
That's right. Okay, let's try it out. So here we've got the sentences. We need to complete them with must, might, can't, plus this form after them. Yes, have plus the third form. Let's try. So the first.
They don't know exactly why the log fell,
Mhm.
but mm,
They don't know exactly. So which verb would we take?
but he might
Mhm.
hear a loud noise that scared him.
Okay, but you need to use then past to show that it happened in the
Might
past.
have scared.
Yeah, that's right. And remember that this have is usually not pronounced very clearly. We would say might have heard, might have heard. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Number 2. You need to read up to the end first to understand what modal verb you need.
Mhm. You must trained hard to do that marathon. I know I could never do it.
Yes. You must have trained, so we are quite sure about it. Good job. Okay, what about third?
She can't have get my
The third form. You need the third form.
got
What?
my message.
Mhm.
Be here otherwise.
Good.
You went to the final. Wow, that might have been exciting.
Oh, might. You think it's might?
Must.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. It's the final. Imagine that if they are great football fans, yeah, so
Must
that must have been.
exciting.
That's right.
She didn't play well. I guess she might have had
Might have had.
injury or something.
Yep, that's right. Okay.
He started young. He can't have been more than 16 when he played his first game.
Very nice. Yeah, he can't have been more than 16. Yeah, because he was very young. Okay, good job. Good job. So these are all sentences about past, if you look at them, right? Okay. Now, so Germany is already in a Christmas mood very much, and we've got, different Christmas markets in every part of the city. Last weekend, I visited one Christmas market. Please make your deductions.
You must have been very glad to visit the Christmas market.
Yes, it really lifted up my mood.
You might have bought something in the Christmas market.
Yeah, I didn't buy any souvenirs or whatever. Yeah. However, they were very nice ones, but it was overcrowded. But I bought, of course, well, Christmas market is full of different tasty things from around the world and from local German cuisine. And yeah, of course, we bought some what are they called? Some potatoes, but they look, I've forgotten what they are called. So this is not really the potato, yeah, but they are cut in a special way and they've got a name. Well, if I remember, I'll tell you what they are called. It really slipped my mind. Yeah, so some special Christmas food. Yeah, and we tried some yummy candies there. So yeah. Other deduction?
Sometimes the Christmas market had a ski ring also. You
Uh-huh.
might have skated there.
Right. Well, that's a very good point. Yes, you're right. The Christmas market in the very center of the city has got a little skating ring. It is just around the fountain. Yes. However, unfortunately, I didn't go skating. I really wanted to, but the queue was too long, and I decided to do it another day. So I'm going to try it out in the week, yeah, not at the weekend. And I believe in the week there are more chances, for that. Yes. All right. So, and one more.
If it was cold, you might have drink
Third form. Drink, drunk.
Drunk Glühwein.
Glühwein, this is in German, yes?
Ah.
And in English, it is called mulled wine. I'll write it for you. Mulled wine. Huh?
Mhm.
That's right, mulled wine. Yes, you're totally right. We tried out some mulled wine in there, and there are different things actually you can drink. Yeah, not only mulled wine. There are very nice cacao mixes and anything warm, right? Different sorts of tea and stuff. And what I should say, I'm not impressed by mulled wine in Germany, because in Russia you would really get a lot of, spices in there and some fruit, yeah, some oranges and stuff. In Germany, it's just the warm wine, I think. Maybe a little bit of some spices, but not as, not as good as in Russia. So our mulled wines are a bit better. Yes, but still nice for a good atmosphere, Right. Yes. Okay. That's very good. And deductions, yeah, are not too difficult. Yes. Remember about half plus third form. And the last part, what we are going to look at is little vocabulary part, which was about sports. About sport, yeah. And here, what we need to do is very easy thing: match the verbs to the other parts of the phrase. Let's try.
Yes.
So it's number 6 in here. You don't have to follow, yeah, one by one. You can start with the ones you're sure about.
Okay. Trained for years, come. Become a black belt.
Good.
Break. No, represent your country.
Lovely.
Penalty.
It's a penalty,
Penalty. Come second to break record.
Yeah, come second. For example, if you run a marathon, yeah, you can come first, second, and stuff. Yeah. Or if you're a swimmer, you can also come first, second, and stuff. And break the world record, yeah? So that means you are the fastest person in the world, for example, yeah? So to break the world record. Okay, this was not too difficult, I believe, yeah? Okay, so Ludmila, actually we managed to refresh most of the things that we learned in here in this part, and the homework will be to try out the test. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to send up test number 9. When you are ready, just take a photo of it and just send it to me in the messages. Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Okay, very good. Unfortunately, Olga is not here with us today, but I wanted to discuss a bit, our plan for December. January we can discuss a little later. December we can already, at least I would like to know a bit about your plans, and I will write Olga as well. So, Ludmila, have a look. We've got the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. Right? Till what date would you feel comfortable to have classes?
For me, all days are comfortable.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. I will also ask Olga, yes. Well, because I don't know if she's available on the 29th. If yes, then yeah, we'll continue in our in our pace. Okay, good. Thank you very much, and have a good day today, and see you next time.